How long does the entire process then take? Specific conditions must be met to get an annulment in Singapore. An annulment declares that the marriage null and void as if it never happened. Navigating the annulment process in Singapore can be complex, so let's break down this legal procedure into simple terms. We'll explore what annulment means, the difference between annulment and divorce, and the types of marriages, void and voidable, the conditions of annulment, and the steps involved in seeking an annulment. Here's a common question. Is an annulment the same as a divorce? No. An annulment is not the same as a divorce. While divorce dissolves a marriage while acknowledging the existence of the marriage in the first place, an annulment declares that the marriage null and void as if it never happened. Parties successfully divorced are called divorcees, while those granted an annulment revert to their original single marital status. An annulment requires proving that the marriage was void or voidable. So what is a void marriage? Void marriages are those that were never recognized under the law from the beginning. These include, number one, marriages between two Muslims if both parties are registered or solemnized under the Women's Charter. Number two, same-gender marriages except if one party underwent a sex reassignment procedure. Number three, marriage between certain relatives. Specific relationships are not allowed under law. Number four, marriage with underage individuals if either party is underage. Number five, improperly solemnized marriages if not properly conducted. Number six, bigamous marriages. Voidable marriages are initially valid but can be annulled under specific circumstances. Number one, non-consummation. If the marriage remains unconsummated due to incapacity or refusal. Number two, lack of valid consent. If either person did not genuinely consent to the marriage due to duress, mistake, or mental disorder or other reasons. Number three, mental disorder, meaning if either person has a mental disorder that made them unfit for marriage. Number four, if either party had a sexually transmitted disease at the beginning of the marriage. Number five, pregnancy by another man, meaning if the wife was already pregnant by someone else at the time of marriage. So what are the conditions for the annulment of a marriage? Specific conditions must be met to get an annulment in Singapore. Both parties should be residing in Singapore when initiating annulment proceedings. There is no deadline for void marriages. For voidable marriages, an annulment must be filed within the first 3 years of marriage unless unconsummation is the grounds. If you meet the annulment conditions and grounds, you need to follow these next steps. Number one, file a writ of nullity. Either party can start the annulment proceedings by submitting this writ. Number two, submit additional documents, including the statement of claim. This is to identify the alleged grounds for annulment. Number two, the statement of particulars to support your claims with factual evidence. Then there's the proposed agreed parenting plan to specify child arrangements. There's also the proposed or agreed matrimonial property plan to address HDB or flat arrangements. Number three, interim judgment. The court may grant an interim judgment after receiving these documents. And number four, settle the ancillary matters. You need to address issues such as asset division, child custody, or maintenance. Number five, the judgment of nullity. Once ancillary matters have been resolved, the court can then grant the judgment of nullity. How long does the entire process then take? If uncontested, the certificate of nullity typically takes between 4 to 6 months. If contested, it could take much longer depending on how complex the case actually is. So now you know. If you found this helpful, follow and subscribe to our channel for more legal things.